So, I survived 7 rounds of layoffs, watched a startup IPO, and then completely collapsed. Moved across the country from East Coast to West Coast, became a staff engineer, and now I'm taking a break from the corporate world entirely. The crazy thing is, none of this was planned, and I never even planned to become a programmer at the beginning. So, here's my real 10-year journey: the mistakes, the lucky breaks, the big lessons, and why I'm choosing not to go back to the 9 to 5 anymore. Hello friends, this is my first video and I thought I could take this opportunity to reflect my whole career life in North America, starting as a foreign student. When I arrived in Canada over a decade ago, I was honestly just a confused management student. I learned public management, some IT systems, but none of it felt right. So when I took a software engineer course, I realized something important. I was actually kind of scared of programming. But a few classmates who had a real technical backgrounds with years of working experience, they switched to computer science. And for some reason, I just followed them. And that probably become one of the best random decisions I've ever made. So suddenly, I started to learn how to code, building small projects, and even dreaming of working in the game industry. So later in the one summer, I took a one term off and went back to China for a 1 month internship at a tiny game studio. It paid almost nothing, but it changed everything. I got the opportunity to go into the co-op program, which got me an internship at Ericsson, and that eventually became my first real job. That 1 month changed my entire life. My first job at Ericsson taught me one thing: big companies move slowly, very slowly. I was maintaining code older than some interns, doing repetitive testing, following layers of process. I rarely had a chance to code. It felt like deja vu every day. I learned structured, but not growth. So after 2 years, I faced a scary thought: do I really want to do this for 30 more years? The answer was no. So I quit, just like that. No job lined up, no plan. I just knew I needed to reset my career. So during my break, I finally built my first iOS app. In 1 week at a coffee shop, I promoted it everywhere, made a Facebook page, posted on Reddit, the whole hustle. And funny enough, even after 10 years, it still earned some dollars every month from Apple. But life was changing. My wife and I were expecting a baby, so I needed a stable job. I rushed into a new corporate role and instantly regretted it. They used an internal programming language that nobody else even used it. I knew I wouldn't stay long, but luckily a former colleague referred me to another e-commerce startup. So I joined. And honestly, those 2 years were the best of my career. They're a young team, modern tech, great culture, cross-team collaborations, and I even led the development of a brand new iOS app from scratch. It's a pet-friendly company, so we had the dogs in the office running, but mostly they're pretty quiet. It's good to have those friends like with you when you work. And also there's a ping pong table, and of course I was 2-year champion back then. So those years taught me something really important. Culture matters, tech stack matters, and enjoying your work matters. After a year of hard working, I thought I was ready to become a senior developer. I delivered big projects, took ownership, and worked really hard, but no promotion. And that was when I learned very harsh truth. Good work isn't enough. People need to see your work. Becoming senior means thinking bigger, communicating more, collaborating across teams, and building trust. Then a new manager came in, and suddenly the people from his old team were getting promoted, but not me. That experience taught me the reality of corporate politics. It's not always fair, and it's not always logical. However, eventually I did get promoted, but by then I already had an offer from another company, and again through a referral. So that taught me that relationship matters, networking matters, being kind matters. My next company was a startup, small team, big dreams. We started in a tiny WeWork in Montreal. However, 1 week later, COVID hit and everything went remote. We actually grew really fast. We raised the money, expanded multiple markets, and then eventually became a public company. But behind the scene, we struggled. Asset-heavy business, pandemic pressure, shifting strategies, and then came the layoffs. 7 rounds of layoffs. But somehow I survived all of them. But it changed me. At a startup, you wear every hat: DevOps, project lead, product manager, meeting host, and that's how I eventually became a staff engineer. Being staff isn't about being the best coder, it's all about influence, clarity, coordination, and leadership, especially when everything is unstable. But over time, the constant chaos, shifting OKRs, and frightening wore me down. It stopped being fun. I wasn't creating anything new anymore, just maintaining what existed, and eventually the company filed for bankruptcy. And after 6 years, it was over. But for the first time over a decade, I'm free. No job, no deadlines, no corporate politics, just space. And I realized something. I've been in the big companies, small companies, and a startup that IPO'd and died. I've seen every stage of this industry, every type of leadership, every type of chaos. And now I want to build something of my own. I'm giving myself 6 months to a year to explore, to build product, to experiment, to try content creation, to see what I can create without relying on a paycheck. My goal is simple: build a stable income stream from something I create myself, and hopefully never go back to the 9 to 5 again. I don't know exactly where this journey will take me, but for the first time in a long time, I'm pretty excited to find out. Now, when I look back, I still feel unreal that I started out as a foreign student with almost no money, studying abroad alone, and I hope my journey resonates with some of you in some way. And if it does, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any thoughts or stories of your own, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And in my next video, I'm going to share something I wish I had when I first started. The real lessons I learned growing from an intern developer making under 50K to a staff engineer making over 200K a year. So if you're on your way up in tech, or you just want to level up faster, that video is for you. See you next time. Peace.